Another reason, especially in terms of the relationship that you have with your body when it comes to sex after sexual violence, an issue that can affect it is your physiological response during abuse. This doesn't happen to everyone, but this really isn't uncommon for you to have a sexual response during the abuse, because this isn't something that's within your control. So it is not unusual to have an orgasm during sexual assault, and if you are a man, it is not unusual to get an erection and ejaculate. These are responses that are outside of your control. And if you think about it, like, if you could just sit here and have conscious control of your ability to orgasm, like, we wouldn't all be here, we'd all be at home, like, having a fantastic time. Like, there are lots of women out there who desperately would like to orgasm at certain times and they can't. And same for men, like, you're not in control all of the time. That's kind of, you know, when sex is beautiful, that's kind of the beauty of it. Like, you don't just consciously control it. But when you have a sexual, physiological response during abuse, that isn't your choice. You're not in control of that. That's just pure biology. But if no one's ever explained that to you, it can be really confusing. And then you can start to think, well, gosh, I was wet, so did I want it? And I'm like, I'm glad you were wet. You probably had less physical injuries because of that. I had an orgasm. Does that mean I really enjoyed it? And I'm like, no, you didn't choose to have an orgasm. And then it can get more complicated because, okay, so this has affected the way I fantasize during sex or when I masturbate. And yeah, it can do. Some survivors of, I would say many survivors of abuse may incorporate their abuse into their fantasy. And that's a journey that you're going to go on with your experience. Our sexuality is very complex. You can't expect to have I know sexual violence isn't about sex and it isn't about intimacy, but the reason why it affects people so much is because it is touching people at the core of themselves. I mean, intimacy is so good when it's good because of that, and abuse is so bad because of that. So it does impact on your sexuality. And I think it's really important to have, again, I'm going to use the word compassion a lot in this. Some compassion for yourself if you're incorporating that into the way you're fantasizing. And I just to kind of let everyone know that there is no weird response. I've heard some people exclusively fantasize about their abuse. Some people encourage their partners to reenact aspects of the abuse, but in a consensual way. And I think we should have a long conversation about partners as well and how you navigate that space in a bit. But there is no weird in this space. Like, it's almost however you reacted is normal, and fantasy is absolutely incorporated into that.